Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are looking into the November 12th full moon reading for the sign of Libra. Alright Libra, you're up next. We're going to pull out your animal spirit for this period. Now the new moon is, the full moon is actually on November 12th, and the period right around now, November 6th, 7th, and up to the 12th is kind of the waxing period, and then a few days after is the waning period. And all of this is really part of that full moon energy. Although the exact full moon is on November 12th, you may resonate with the heightened sense of energy leading up to it and sort of the waning and the sort of release of energy and whatever fallout from the full moon that happens afterwards. So we're going to look into your animal spirit to see what kind of spirit you're walking with during this period, or that's becoming available to you during this full moon period. And this November 12th, 2019 full moon is in the sign of Taurus. All right, and so if you check your astrological chart and placing of your planets, this may have a specific impact on your chart. And of course, I'm not an astrologer, so for that, you need to go to an astrology channel. And there's plenty of them out there. I suggest Fernando Prodholm is one of the best, but that's all up to you. But we're just going to look at the tarot side of it in terms of reading the energies. And let's get right into it, Libra, and see what your animal spirit is going to be for this November full moon. It is considered a beaver moon. That's what it's called. And the camel, fire energy, strong, self-sufficient energy, very spiritual, very fiery, Libra. You come into this full moon period with a calmness and a coolness in the face of heat. Right, in the face of heat or hot or heated individuals, hot tempers, difficult stages, right? Right now, you may be going through a very hot period right now in your life. There may be a lot of arguing. There may be someone that you're dealing with who is resonating with that kind of argumentative energy, or that you may be dealing with. There may be a lot of bickering. In any case, the camel is a fire animal spirit, but the camel remains very calm in the heat, just like it does out in the desert. It remains very calm and centered. It carries its own sort of spiritual reservoir around with it. The nectar, the manna, it kind of is carried around with him. And so in this way, the camel is very, very, it's a survivor, right? The camel is a survivor. The camel can go through very long stretches of, barren desert, with no help from anyone, no indication, no contact, and still be okay. And so in this way, the camel is a survivor. Certainly spiritually, certainly physically, Libra, and you very much come in with this resonating energy of understanding how to get through life on your own and depend on yourself, right? When you have to, not depending on others. Certainly, camel energy, this kind of ability to stay calm and cool in the face of heat, and certainly people who are resonating with a lot of heat, is Libran energy in the sense that Librans can kind of be very balanced in that way. Although Librans themselves can be out of balance a lot, they can bring balance to others, right? They're the ones who can talk anybody into, they can talk you into a calm state. You know what I mean? They can talk the birds out of the trees, as it were, right? That's very Libra energy in a sense that they're an air sign that is very sociable, and so very able to sort of deal with all kinds of personalities, right? And maintain balance, or at least establish balance where there is none. Of course, Libra is associated with justice, right? Where we make decisions on, the balance between two individuals and their perspectives, right? So in this way, this is very similar to camel energy. All right, Libra, let's pull out your simplified Celtic spread, which we're going to now get, and see what you may or may not be resonating with during this full moon period. Straight out, we have the upside down. No, we're not doing reversals. The Habit, otherwise known as the Devil card, okay? And covered by Moon, concealment. Ho ho. All right, Libra. Let's pull this down. We've got a 9 of Wands talking about stamina, very close to Camel energy also. And we have an 8 of Swords. Ooh, some of y'all are dealing with a real toxic energy. All right, my Libras, this is why Camel energy is here, because some of you are dealing with some bullshit. 3 of Wands, patience is coming in, and 3 of Cups, celebration. Wow. 2 threes, 8, 18, basically 2 8s. Wow, and a 9 and a 15, which is the devil. Okay, Libra, what can I say? Right away, I want to tell you, this full moon period is going to be heavy for you, some of you. Certainly going to be a very up and down period. First of all, the habit is in the middle. Dependency, the habit is the 15 major arcana, and it's associated with the traditional devil card, right? In the traditional deck. Let me get this all straight. And so this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a codependent relationship, or somebody who wants to bring you down that road, who wants to get you all fucked up again. Somebody who wants to get you all like caught up on them. It may not even be an addictive thing. It may just be a codependent relationship. It's just a bad connection. And so right now you're dealing with that right now. And I already know it's a bad connection because you have this 8 of Swords in the back of your mind, which is a very sort of toxic energy. So this full moon period is really all about you kind of fighting, I'm going to say, and having to deal with this sort of energy coming into your life that is not healthy for you, and that is very, very, very slowly but very aggressively luring you down a path that is not healthy for you or not good for you. Right? There's a lot that you don't know that's going on behind the scenes because this energy is covered with the moon. So there's a lot of lying going on. I almost want to say that somebody's making things seem a certain way, but they're lying about it. They may be saying something is a really good deal or something is a really good option, right? But they're lying about it. And they know that it isn't such a good option, but they know if they can just get you on plan, then they've got you, right? You're just dealing with really sort of negative energy. And that's not because the devil card is necessarily negative all the time. The devil card is also a lot of times associated with creativity. But for it to come out in this reading like this, we're really talking about somebody in your life who is constantly codependent on you and very much trying to, and probably lying a lot about their circumstances or whatever is the reason why they're even with you to begin with. 9 of Wands and 8 of Swords. So you've been dealing with this person for a long time, I want to say. 9 of Wands, it's like, you realize you've had enough. You know, 9 of Wands is stamina. It's having really, toughed out a really effed up situation, a period of struggles and fighting and arguing and burdens that you had to carry, and you're done. I think you wake up to the fact that this really bad, this codependent relationship for a long time is time to be over, right? And you're noticing, 9 of Wands is noticing all of the kind of burdens and things that you've collected along the way, and really hoping to have the strength to just push through to the end so you can finally lay this connection down. It's having the strength to have that goodbye talk. Or I want to say for some of you, it's going to be, you're very conscientious this full moon period about summoning the strength to face this individual and get rid of them. And that having to face them already is, is a feat, because their energy is so toxic, right? Their energy is so toxic. And in the back of your mind, you have 8 of Swords. And this is what I mean by that toxic energy. 8 of Swords is very, very awful sort of. It's the card of the victim, the person who plays the victim, the person who generally will gaslight you. 8 of Swords individuals are really in a prison of their own sort of rigid thinking, small-mindedness. They alienate themselves by their ways of communicating. They're assholes. You can't talk to them. Everything is your fault. Nothing, they don't make room for anybody's opinions. They never take responsibility for their actions. It's always somebody else's fault. They're the great gaslighters also. Eight of Swords are people who will, you know, make your life completely unbearable and crazy and then blame you for it. Very, very sort of, and it is the card for imprisonment, because oftentimes these people are really imprisoned in a very shitty kind of like world of their own making. They're oftentimes alienated from others, but they blame others for it. They don't take responsibility for their actions in that way either. And so in the back of your mind, all of this energy is there, and I think that this is the type of person you're dealing with. But you're waking up to that now. It's been a long sort of journey. Nine of Wands, Camel, stamina. Surviving this is really a feat. But you wake up, this full moon period really is illuminating in a lot of ways, I'm going to say. And whatever this last bit of stamina that you need to deal with the situation comes in during this full moon period, Libra. Because I think some of the reasons why things have been happening become revealed. Up until now, the moon energy is like really, I think what moon energy is covering this, and moon talks about hiding secrets, not being completely 100%, but it's the energy of that is, I think, that is covering it, because it's what's perpetuated this connection, right? But you understand that, right? You realize that things have been hidden. Right? You may not find out what they are, but you begin to realize that things have been hidden, that a lie has been told. Whatever the lie is, when you realize that somebody lied to you, the first thing you deal with is the fact that they lied to you. It's not until you go a little further that you get into the nitty-gritty of the actual lie. But the first horror is that they lied to you, or the first upset is that they lied to you. And here's what I'm talking about. Things have been concealed, or a person has lied to you about certain things, but it's not so much that you find out what the lies are, but you realize the fact that they've even been lying during this full moon period. And it really shakes you up and wakes you up. And it's interesting because waxing period, this is your energy for the waxing period, which is now as we rise to the full moon, the moon gets fuller, and the waning period, which is the period afterwards, and they're both threes. And 3 is the number for bonding, loyalty, patience, right? 3 of Wands, we find a patience, which is a patience you've come into this period with. A patience of understanding that things will go your way, things will come out, you will get away from this person, right? You do have all the stamina and willpower of the Camel. I think for a lot of you, this is a case of logistics or timing. And this month, you come out of it with a celebration. I mean, how awesome is that, Libra? You really, you come out of a fucked up toxic relationship this full moon period. And it's going to feel really loony. And full moon, it's going to feel like real full moon energy. I think for some of you Libras, you're going to go through it. You might have that argument with this person. It may be quite like sort of full moon type of arguing where you're out in the street cussing each other out. Whatever the case may be, there's definitely an added energy of that full moon lunacy to the scenario. However, it can't be helped because the scenario is intense anyway. Right? The scenario is intense anyway. It's an intense emotional scenario with the moon showing up for a full moon reading. Right? It's already an emotionally intense scenario, and it's happening during a full moon period. So all of that can't be helped. But you do come out of it with a celebration, because I think you come out of it, as it were. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave it. This is your short but sweet full moon reading for November 12th. It's a pretty heavy one. Do check out the monthly readings and the weekly readings. I'll have them all linked in the description. But for right now, I'm just going to say, please like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this reading, Libra. And don't forget to come back and check me out November 26th for the new moon readings. But for right now, have a wonderful full moon, and I'll see you later, Libra. Bye-bye.